911, what's your emergency?
He's trying to lock. I'm sorry. He's trying the door.
You off the porch.
Jay! No! Oh, my God. Can you please hurry?
Okay.
What would you do if your ex came back after being away for a year, stared at you, and tried to break into your house? He just stood there at first. Then it was like a switch had been flipped. He was no longer recognizable. At the end of the day, this argument turned bad when gunshots broke out.
He's coming back. James, she doesn't want to talk to you.
You off the porch.
Jay! No!
Get my gun.
The Duckworth didn't know how much their lives would change when they got back from breakfast on July 31st, 2022. But it wasn't clear what went on after that. If it was self-defense, or was it just murder? Before we get into the full story, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more real-life crime stories, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. And let me know in the comment, which country are you watching from? I want to know how far this case is reaching around the world. Let's get started. Sydney, Ohio had a quiet Saturday morning. For Mitchell Duckworth, it was just another normal day. He stayed home and watched Netflix in the basement while his wife Stacy and daughter Allison went out to breakfast. It didn't look like anything was wrong. That changed around 11 a.m. when Allison and her mother came home. The dog seemed antsy, but the daughter and mother thought they just needed to go outside. They had no idea that trouble was just around the corner. The dog stopped barking when they got inside. As soon as they walked inside, they saw something at the front door, James Rail. When James, Allison's ex-boyfriend, called her the night before, she didn't answer the phone. He had a different sound.
Hi, Allie. It's James. I just wanted to reach out to you because I just wanted to see how you're doing and maybe hear from you if that would be all right, I guess.
He didn't act like this. He almost looked like he didn't know what to say to her. Seeing James again after 2 years apart was a little scary for Allison because she hadn't talked to him in person in almost a year and a half. He finally ended his 2-minute message, but there were a lot of stops in the whole voicemail. He was still on their porch, ringing the doorbell, and not leaving. The family told him to leave through the Ring camera. Allison's mom told him she didn't want to talk to him.
He's leaving. Hey, he's coming back. Nope, I'm calling. James, she doesn't want to talk to you.
It didn't bother him. Allison quickly called 911 for help because James wasn't going to leave anytime soon.
911, what's your emergency? Hello?
There's some guy on my front porch, and he won't leave, and he's got his hands behind his back, and he won't answer me on the ring.
Okay.
But he left me a voicemail on my phone last night.
Where are you at? What's your address?
2907 North Cooper Road.
The camera was slow, so this conversation could not be caught on tape, but Mitchell did try to talk to him.
He's trying to lock. I'm sorry. He's trying the door. Dad. No, don't answer the dad.
You off the porch.
Jay! No! Oh, my God. Can you please hurry?
Okay. Do you know who he is? Hello? Ma'am?
Wait, we have guns.
As long as James stayed at the door, his behavior got worse. He moved the handle around to see if it was locked. Mitchell told him to stop, but James didn't listen. As the door began to move, the circular window made of glass broke into pieces. He was getting through, and once he was inside, no one knew what he would do. The frightened 22-year-old woman was writhing in pain and crying out for her life. To protect himself, Mitchell raised the gun and fired 3 shots through the broken glass. James fell down after tripping off the porch.
43. Responding to 2907 North Cooper Road. Male subject attempting to gain entry into the residence. Still getting further.
Please hurry. I'm sorry.
Ma'am?
Yeah?
Yes, it was clear that the experience traumatized Allison because she told the dispatcher about the killing. The dispatcher didn't understand Allison very well.
What's going on?
He broke through the door and my dad shot at him.
Ma'am, he shot at him?
Yes.
Do we know where he is?
Where is
This
he?
information. Male subject goes through the door. There's been a shot fired. Still getting further.
Can you please hurry, please?
Yes,
please?
what is your name?
Allison Ducro.
Where is the subject that was
I
broke
don't
in?
know. I don't know where he is.
Did he run or is he still there?
I really don't know, ma'am. I'm hiding.
Okay, where is your dad?
He's at the front door holding it shut.
The 911 operator tries to talk to the girl who is crying, but Allison is shocked.
He shot at the Did he hit him?
No. He's standing there.
He's laying on the ground.
He is shot? He has been shot?
Yeah.
Do what?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, I need you to calm down enough to tell me, has he been shot?
I think so. I don't want to look. Please don't make me look.
A neighbor came by to look into it and quickly saw how serious the situation was. Jeffrey Hereford was afraid that looking into things would get him shot. Jeffrey, James's neighbor, said James wasn't carrying a gun and didn't know why he was shot. He got closer and saw that James was not awake. He got too close, so Stacy told him not to and told him what had happened. But Jeffrey looked like he cared more about James than his neighbors did. Jeffrey was confused about what had happened. Stacy told him that James seemed mean to Allison. After being told more, Jeffrey felt more sorry for what Duckworth had just been through. The fact that James Rail was shot in the back didn't change. Was Mitchell Duckworth's act of self-defense legal, or did he go too far? It was clear what Allison thought. Allison thought her dad was great. Mitchell Duckworth already had a lot of anxiety, and the killing made it worse.
Dad, you're the best dad ever. You just saved my life.
I know I got Fort Laramie. It's gonna be Fort Laramie. I just
No, you saved my life, Dad.
do what? Did he have a gun also? Did he have a gun also?
That's not the time to do it. I'm sorry.
Do what?
No, I'm sorry.
Is he breathing?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to calm my dad down.
Is he breathing?
I don't know. There's a neighbor. There's a neighbor out there checking on him. I don't know. I'm sorry. Could you please hurry, guys?
Yes, I've got units headed your way, ma'am.
One important thing to keep in mind, though, no one came forward to touch James's body. He may have died, but it's not clear if he was just asleep. For 7 minutes, people stood around and talked about his body. It was too late by the time the first rescuers got there. The killing was caught on the Ring doorbell camera, which also showed James trying to get into the house in a hostile way. Mitchell put the gun on the table in his living room so it would be safe.
Okay, I'm going to ask, where is the gun that was used?
Dad, where's the gun that you used at?
Standing by.
It's on the table in the dining room. Do you want us to leave it there or move it?
Yeah, just leave it and step away from it.
Okay, here, come out of that room.
As soon as the police knew the Duckworths were not carrying weapons, they did what they always do and checked out the crime scene. Allison was told to lie down on the ground while she hyperventilated. Once she was quiet, the police officer questioned her family. After everything, they hugged and soothed each other. Afterward, they sat by the pool and thought about what had happened. There was no doubt that James had died. The neighbors said they heard gunshots. Later, an autopsy showed that he had been shot twice in the shoulders and once in the back, which killed him. There's more, though. Friends and family of James say that he left the car running and had Lunchables made for himself and Allison. There's no sign that she knew he was coming, but this does make me think that he might have planned to have lunch with her at first. It could be random, but it's not dangerous. Mitchell Duckworth didn't think he was planning to do something bad until he broke down the door. When Mitchell Duckworth, his wife Stacy, and their daughter Allison were questioned, they gave a very bad account of what happened before James Rail was shot and killed. Detectives carefully put together the timeline by asking Mitchell about all of his contacts with James, the gun he used, and the events that led up to the shooting that killed James. Mitchell was talked to at the station. He looked confused as he slouched in his chair. As part of his Miranda rights, he was told he could stay silent. Still, he chose to work with the cops.
Our main purpose today for this interview, okay, the reason why we separate you is just to kind of cover our bases and to just kind of get a line of events of what occurred, okay?
I understand.
So if you would, I understand, were you aware of the text messages that James had sent your daughter last night?
Was not.
Okay, so your daughter did not share those with you?
No.
Okay, all right. Or it wasn't text message, I'm sorry, voicemail. That I just now heard about.
Okay.
He was standing at the door.
So you weren't aware of it?
I probably wouldn't let her leave yesterday or this morning.
Okay. So let's go to this morning, okay?
Mitchell obviously didn't know about the message. He began at the beginning.
We'll just start from the time you woke up, okay? What happened?
Make the coffee, got the cup, go down on my computer like I do every weekend. Just get on Facebook. And I was watching some Netflix. When they were leaving to go to breakfast, they said bye. And
Where'd they go to breakfast?
Perkins, I believe.
Okay, just your...
Yeah.
So it was just you, your wife, and your daughter in the residence?
Yes.
All day today? Okay. And do you remember what time they went to Perkins by chance? Roundabout?
9-ish.
Okay. And you stayed home alone?
Yes.
Okay.
Stacy and Allison had breakfast at Perkins that morning. Nothing seemed strange, but when they got home, Stacy saw a car pull up behind them as they got into their garage.
And go ahead.
I started watching a Netflix movie.
Okay.
About halfway through it, the dogs barked. I figured they were home. So I got paused that and was walking up the steps. About halfway up, and Stacy's standing there. She's like, "You expecting somebody?" And I'm like, "No, why?" And I kind of don't remember as far as they said it was James maybe, but I didn't hear James because I didn't know who it was. I was like, I wasn't expecting anybody. He was just standing there at the door ringing it. I think he rang the bell.
Stacy was nervous. James then showed up at their front door a short time later. Allison was the first person to note who it was. Mitchell said at first he didn't know James. For about 10 to 15 minutes, James stood on the front porch. Rather than just standing there, he moved around, going out of sight sometimes, and then coming back to the front window.
So how long... So your wife and your daughter arrived back from Perkins, okay?
He pulled in right behind him.
Okay, so did they come in that same front door? Or did they enter the garage, or do you remember?
I think they came in the front door.
So they came in back in from breakfast, and then when they shut the door, did they lock it, I'm assuming?
They always lock it.
Okay. And how long, when they went in the house, until James showed up on your front porch, do you think?
I wasn't up there when he wasn't there. When I got up there, he was already at the door.
Okay. So you were down in the basement, or?
Yeah.
Okay. And then so you heard him come home, and then you came upstairs?
Right.
When they came home, and your wife asked if you were expecting anybody. Okay.
I don't know if they knew who it was, or maybe they did.
Okay.
Maybe they weren't sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But as soon as because Ellie got freaked out because probably what happened, and the voicemail or whatever, knew something wasn't right, and I started getting nervous, because he wasn't answering. They was talking over the ring, telling him to leave. She don't want to talk to you.
His family told him over and over to leave, but he didn't listen. Mitchell left the house and went into the garage at one point. He faced James straight through the main garage door and told him he had to leave.
I ended up going around to the garage door, opening it up, and walking around, and he's just standing there with his head down. And I said, "James," I don't know exactly what I said. I know I said his name. You need to leave or something like that. But he wouldn't acknowledge me. Didn't even budge. That made me kind of nervous.
Something about James's behavior made him feel uneasy. He didn't seem mean, but he also didn't seem to hear what they were saying. Mitchell quickly went back inside and shut the garage door behind him because he felt nervous.
So you opened the main garage door?
The house garage door.
Okay.
And I walked around.
You walked around to the front porch and said, "James, you need to leave."
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to go or leave or something. And
he didn't acknowledge you or anything?
He didn't move like I wasn't there.
Okay, so what happened?
That's when I got nervous, and I went back in, shut the garage door, made sure he didn't sneak in, so it's shut.
The family's Ring doorbell camera caught at least some of the next important events. When James turned the handle, it was locked. Things got worse when James broke through the door and ripped the bolt off its springs and nails.
Went in, got my 9.
Where was that?
On my side of the bed in the nightstand.
Okay. Was it in a drawer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you always keep it fully loaded just for personal protection? Or? Okay. And then after you grabbed your gun from your bedside table, what happened?
I went back out, and they were still trying to get him to leave, and he wouldn't leave. And I was As soon as I was standing there was debating on whether to call 911. I said, do it.
Mitchell fired 3 shots through the door at that time. James fell down. While Mitchell tried to save his family, his socks made him slide down the door. Because he had to move quickly, he found that his gun wasn't loaded.
Did you shoot through the door?
Or shot through the window? Through the window part of the door, because the door was open and he was coming in.
So he was pushing his way in,
yeah,
and you shot.
I had my socks on, so I didn't have no grip.
Was he kind of pushing you back as you were trying to hold him?
Yeah, he was moving me.
Okay.
And that's when at first I was trying to shoot, but my clip wasn't in.
Okay.
And then I freaked out, and I finally did another rack, and then he was pushing hard, and that's when the gun fired. I think 3 times. Twice up here, and maybe another one. Pretty sure it was 3.
Okay.
Before the police came, James Rail was on the ground for 7 minutes. During that time, Duckworth did not try to give him any first aid.
And then what happened after that?
After the shots, he had turned and went off of the porch, and it's kind of hard to remember after that.
I understand. Just take your time.
We was all freaking out, obviously. And then I looked out again, and I saw his legs laying there, and I was seeing if he was moving or he wasn't. But then the neighbor had come up going, and we was trying to yell at him to stay back because I didn't know if he was...
Mitchell put the gun down on the kitchen table after firing it and waited for police to come. Allison and James Rail used to be close, first as friends and then as lovers, but their relationship didn't last long. Mitchell said that they hadn't talked to each other at all in almost 2 years. He said he didn't know why Allison didn't want to see him anymore or how they broke up.
And then for 2 years I didn't text or talk, I guess, until last night. And they don't really tell me stuff about guys, because...
Yeah, I'm assuming daughters don't want to talk too much with their dad about that kind of stuff. Did you ever... I understand you guys moved out to that house about 1.5 years ago or so. Were they dating while you guys lived out there, or when you guys lived in Sydney?
In Sydney.
Okay.
On Edgewood.
So they never dated when you guys lived out there. So
but he had been there.
At first, Mitchell was scared, but the cop made him feel better. A lot of bad tabloids cut in during this, but Mitchell was just trying to calm down after what he had just been through. 1.5 years had passed since the family moved into their new home. Mitchell said that James had never been to the house during that time, as far as he knew. There was one exception. Mitchell remembered a time when Allison's cousin Clay had brought James over. It was clear that Allison did not want James to be there because she was very angry. Clay was told by her to never bring him back. Mitchell didn't think he heard anything else about James until the morning of the killing. It was time for Allison Duckworth to start telling the story of that day again. She was in a different questioning room.
What happened today?
You want like my whole day or just...
Yep, go ahead. We'll start your whole day.
Me and my mom met my mom's friend's dad for breakfast.
Okay.
We were there from I want to say 9 to 10:45 probably.
Okay. Where'd you have breakfast?
Perkins.
Here in Sydney?
Yeah. And then we dropped her off. And then after we dropped her off, we went to the Speedway that's over by that little mini Pizza Hut. I don't know that address either.
That's okay.
After having breakfast with Stacy's friend, Allison and Stacy went home. Allison kept cleaning her nose as she thought about what had happened. She was still crying from the last time.
And then I think we pulled into the driveway after that. I went 10:59 or 11, on the nose. I was like, wow, I was there for 2 hours.
Okay, so when you left Speedway, you went up over the bridge by Lehman, and then
we just
turned down Cisco?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then...
And you got home, I'm sorry, what time?
10:59 or 11 exact. It was one of those two.
He tried to make her feel better by telling her a joke. Allison was scared of the car for another reason.
I won't hold you till 1 minute.
I remember stupid stuff when I get nervous.
Same. That's okay. And like I said, if you need a break, just let me know. Let's take a breather, okay?
And then we got out of the car, and then we were at the first little step to get on the porch, and this car like whips into the driveway like 2 seconds later.
Okay. Did you recognize the car at first?
No, not at first. We were both like, well, who's that? And we were like, I don't know. It's like, well, hurry up and get inside. Because that voicemail from last night had already scared me.
Okay, let's talk about the voicemail real quick.
Okay.
Who was the voicemail from?
James.
And did you call him James? Does he go by James?
Yeah, that's his legal name, yeah.
Okay, is that what he goes by?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
Okay. What time did he send you a voicemail?
11:30 or 11:40 last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he had called me prior and I didn't answer because I'm like, I'm not getting into that. I was like...
He left her a message that wasn't like him at all. He didn't sound like himself. It was a big warning sign. It almost made me feel scared, even though they had broken up.
How many times did he call before he left the voicemail?
I think it was just once because I was asleep.
Okay.
So I don't know if it had rung prior and I just woke up on the last one before the voicemail, or if it was just the one time and I was like up.
Okay.
I don't know.
So he called, you ignored it, and he left a
Yeah.
voicemail.
Yeah.
What did the voicemail say?
Well, he was making like a weird noise at the beginning. I don't know what it was. And then he kept saying, hey, I want to call you. You should call me back tomorrow because I know it's late. And then he just kept saying after that. And I was like, that's a little weird.
Okay.
Their friendship hadn't become hostile. Allison broke up with James in 2019. They had been dating on and off.
And did you date him, or how long did you guys date?
Okay, so it was like an on and off thing for a couple of years.
Okay.
I want to say in total maybe like a year and a half if we added it all up.
Like all through your high school years or after you graduated?
It started in high school and then it went out of high school.
Okay.
Just very briefly.
Okay. On and off, were they bad breakups or just kind of...
We stayed friends.
Okay.
Every single time. So I don't...
And when was the final breakup, approximately?
I want to say maybe 2019 or 2020. I'm not positive.
Okay.
Allison had blocked him on all of her accounts. They had not talked in years. The last time she saw him was through a friend they both had. She made it clear even then that she didn't want anything to do with him. James had asked about her, though. He sent her cousin a message to get her address. The texts were sent the night before. Had he thought about doing this? It was possible that she had seen him behind them, even though she couldn't remember. Everything was fuzzy because of her stress. She quickly got out of the car and went inside. As soon as she got to the door, things got worse. Mitchell Duckworth was always wary of James. He was gracious and nice when Allison dated him for the first time. But then something changed. He became mean and bossy. He didn't like it when she finally stopped talking to him. He came back and stood outside, unwilling to leave. The two of them were in the living room. Allison went inside when James came to their front door. It wasn't very long. The garage door was on one side, the laundry room was straight ahead, and the basement door was close by. A few times they talked to him through the Ring camera. He had his head down as he stood there. It was strange that he had one hand behind his back. He looked like he had a gun. He knocked and rang the doorbell over and over, but they wouldn't let him in. Her dad stood by the door and tried to keep James out. James was getting more and more angry. It was scary that he wasn't saying anything. The only thing they knew about his plans was that he wanted in. This proved that all three family members were scared by his strange silence. Allison had no idea how James broke the glass on the doorframe, but he did. His body pressed against the door as he tried to get inside. That's when her dad shot her. Allison freaked out when James began to get in. She hid and ran because she was scared to do anything else. The shots were heard, but she didn't see what happened. For a moment, she lost her bearings as she screamed. After about 5 minutes, the cops showed up. Allison saw that the doorframe was broken. It seemed to her that James had been pushing her father to get in. She wasn't sure if her dad took a step back before the shot. While the gun was down, Mitchell put it down and went into the kitchen. Her mom held Allison. She sat on the floor of the living room for a while because she was sick. This usually happens when there is a lot of stress. After the rush of adrenaline goes off, many people feel dizzy. That wasn't all, though. Allison was scared, and James had been shot. It was very scary for her. Allison told James that he had used drugs before. When they were together, he often smoked weed and used acid. She thought he had lived in California for a year before he came back. She wasn't sure if he had changed what he was using while she was gone. He was different when he got back to town. People stayed away from him because he was mean to his close friends. Allison didn't know if James had a girlfriend because she hadn't talked to him much since they broke up. He was in a red car the last time she saw him. She thought he had once talked about getting a pass to carry a gun without drawing attention to himself, but he never seemed very interested in having guns. Even though James's father liked guns, Allison wasn't sure if James did too. The inspector was very open to questions because he wanted to see how Allison was feeling and make sure she wasn't mean to James. It would also matter if she cared or not. It was Allison's day off at Vision Mart the next day, but she was too upset to go. It scared Allison that the case would be in the news. They were already scared because her dad thought someone might come after them. Allison knew that the news would write about the killing. People talked because it was a small place. The police officer told her not to use social media because people would spread their own lies. The officer tried to calm things down and made Allison laugh, but she was crying and sad the whole time she was being questioned. It made her mad. She didn't say much because she was mostly shocked about James. It was a little troubling that she hadn't shown any regret or sadness over him dying. The detective told her they would help in any way they could. Until something changed, she stayed quiet because she thought the facts supported what her father did. She could leave. The fact that Allison told the judge about her dad's worry could hurt them in court. The girl didn't know that what she said could and would be used against them in court. As Allison was being questioned, she was restrained because she was still shocked. One thing was clear, though. She thought her dad had no choice. The case caused a lot of debate. At the end, a month after James died, a grand jury said the killing was legal because of Ohio's Stand Your Ground law. However, James's family and friends saw it as murder, not self-defense. Justice seems to depend on how you look at it. It's been put on the market because the Duckworths moved out. James's family is still dealing with the loss of him. Thanks for watching this case. If this story made you think, tell me your thoughts in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next video. Stay alert, look out for your loved ones, and stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.